Hey there, YouTubers. Jordan here with another deck on a um, green and blue evolve deck. I'm doing a completely different way of doing how I normally do it, so this format's a little weird for me too, doing it like this. It's still a standard deck and everything, but yeah. This is not a cheap deck at all, so if you're wanting a cheap deck to make from my other budget decks, go look at my other budget decks, because this one's not cheap at all. First off, we're starting with the land, and we have 4 breeding pools. Yeah, a necessity for this deck. Okay, there's the breeding pools. Next, you need 4 Hinterland Harbors. I mean, this deck's very easy to run, it's just quite expensive. So, then you're gonna need 7 forests. There's 4 right there, and 3 right there. And then you need 7 islands. So, I mean, pretty easy mana base, nothing too hard about it, too hard or complex about it. Really, this is like a lot of money right here, so yeah, I wouldn't worry about getting those until later, but this is a very good deck the way it is. And then for 1-drops, we have 2 Cloudfin Raptors. You see those? Yeah, Cloudfin Raptors. And then Bioshifts. 2 Bioshifts. So we're running 2 of each of those. And then for 2-drops, we have 2 Gyre Sages. Almost a it is a necessity for this deck, because then how this deck works is like once you get out a Master Biomancer, which is another card in here, and you bring in these guys, they can come in with like 30 counters on them. That's what my brother had going on when he played this deck. It was ridiculous. Then we have 2 Shamblesharks, because they're really good just because of that flash, and the evolve is pretty wicked too. And it's only a 2-drop, I mean, come on. Then we have Zamek Guildmage, which isn't a necessity, like you don't need that card because it's not very good at all. So, then we have 2 Wildwood Rebirths. Because for cards like Prime Speaker Zegana and Master Biomancer and stuff, pretty much need that card. And then we have 3 Simic Charms. So, only that right there. The deck list will be down below in the description if you don't want to watch it all. So, if you're looking for a cheap, easy deck, don't go here. Go to one of my other budget decks, and I will help you. If you guys have any questions about any of my decks, just personal message me. I can help you out and everything. I made all these decks, so yeah, it's not too hard to figure it out for me. Second, we have an elusive Krasis and a Simic Manipulator, if you can see that. Yeah. Well, I don't have another Simic Manipulator, so I'm using the elusive Krasis for it. Once I get another Simic Manipulator, I will use it instead of that elusive Krasis, so just keep that in mind. So that goes up here. We have 2 Drakewing Krasis. So, another really good card. I'm sorry. And this glare is terrible, but this card is really good, especially when it triggers evolve, because it's only a 3-drop, so. And then this guy. because he has reach. I mean, he's a really awesome card, and he's easy to evolve. So, his name is Crocanura, or something weird, something Italian. Looks Italian. And then we're on to 4-drops, which there's a lot in here. We're running 3 Master Biomancers. So, a ridiculous card in this deck. It's a must-have if you are building this deck. Just letting you know. Because when a creature comes in the battlefield, it has his power on it, like gets that counters on it when it comes on the battlefield. So therefore, if you have a 4/4 coming on the battlefield, and this creature with Evolve is a 5/5, well, he technically come in as a 6/6, so your 5/5 would evolve. I mean, it's a pretty awesome setup. And if you have 2 out, it doubles and everything. It's just a ridiculous setup. And then we have 3 Fathom Mages. So this card is really awesome, especially with the next card I'm about to show you, but you'd want to use it on Master Biomancer more, is all I can say. So there's that. And then, this card isn't necessary. I don't care for it too much, but it does have Evolve, and it's not bad, but it's a 4-drop, which is stupid. And then for the last 4-drop we have, which is a must-have. Once I get more, I'm going to trade them in for those Kling and Anema, but increasing savagery on your Master Biomancers. Okay? So it turned them into a 7/9, which is ridiculous because they'd come on the battlefield with 7 +1/+1s, and then if you flash it back onto one of your creatures, yeah, it comes onto your Master Biomancer. All your creatures in the battlefield is +17/+17. So your team is gonna have real fun trying to get rid of him. Crap, I'm running out of room. Alright, you guys have seen this land enough. So, I'll get that out of the way. For 6-drops, we have Prime Speaker Zegana ×2. She is awesome. Don't let anybody tell you differently, because she is the boss. Right? It's pretty sweet. She works amazing in this deck. And then we have 2 Sapphire Drakes, because most of your stuff in here, almost everything has Evolve, and everything that has a +1/+1 counter on it gains flying. So almost all your stuff's going to gain flying. So that's just ridiculous. So we're running 2 of them. And that's the deck, but it's pretty awesome deck. These 2 cards are not necessary, but they're pretty good because it ends with +X/+X counters on him. So yeah, he's not a necessity, but if you draw him late game, he can be a boss, especially if you have this guy buffed up from these. So if you have any questions about the deck or anything, let me know. And down in the comments below, tell me if you think this deck would work, or you like it or not. And tell me if you tried it out or not. I know some of my decks are getting played a little bit, so I'm really glad to do this for you guys if you're interested in stuff. So yeah, so tell me how it goes and stuff if you're gonna do it, and see you in my next deck tech.